mind. I don't know what. Loving you is cool, but getting money's the only thing that's on my mind. I don't know what to do but hustle. I be living on the street if I'm not on my grind. I'm doing the best I can. I need you to understand to be on my side. It's a hell of a sacrifice. I'm chasing this cash for life. It's a long, long ride.
It's a long ride, a lot of lonely nights. Might be a lot of fuck-ups before I finally get it right. Shit, I hope I'm worth it, cause shit, you ain't perfect. All them Gucci and Louis purses, I hope you deserve it. Stay down, only weak bitches stay down. We can't afford to just walk away from this pay now. I'm shipping shit through Greyhound, taking out kind of chances. Could be locked up, but you rocked up, living in many mansions. Whole life gotta get it if it's good. Niggas who get lazy end up back in the hood. If I lost it all, I'd probably lose you. So if it's paper on the table, I can't choose you.
Loving you is cool, but getting money's the only thing that's on my mind. I don't know what to do but hustle. I be living on the street if I'm not on my grind. I'm doing the best I can. I need you to understand to be on my side. Sacrifice, I'm chasing this.
I did my verse so at the cold chamber. If my pockets on flat, I can't enjoy you, baby. Doing anything without money to me is just annoying, baby. I know you love looking at satellite TV. The mother nigga shit off. You would have to look at a DVD. Bitch, I ain't trying to hold your hand and take a walk in the park. I'd rather get my hustle on so we don't have to talk in the dark and fuck a repo. I ain't giving up my bender like that. I'll be goddamn if I let the recession pit me like that. If I go to jail, it's bail money. It's a red bottom and Chanel money. Plus the mortgage, fuck motel money. It smell good, but I'd rather smell money. I tennis a football field and I swear I'm a running back. So sit the fuck down and wait for me to come back with that money back.
Loving you is cool, but getting money's the only thing that's on my mind. I don't know what to do but hustle. I be living on the street if I'm not on my grind. I'm doing the best I can. I need you to understand to be on my side. It's a hell of a sacrifice. I'm chasing this cash for life. It's a long, long ride.
I don't want to be just news, baby. I want to be the hot topic. Eat lobster every day of my life. What the hell is a hot pocket? Catch a case, it's all good. I hide your kid shape, but now they got to drop it. Come home, keep fucking you until you say zero. You got to stop it. When I'm done, I'm back, right back on my grind. Like YC, I got racks on racks, right back on my mind. You live in lavish, you love that shit, cause you was broke before you was that dick. So I hope you learn how to love that brick, cause without that bitch, we wouldn't be shit.
Shit, without these licks, you wouldn't be shit, no red bottoms. Bragging to your friend about how you got them. Get prepared every time they spot them. Taking trips, first class flights to get hard, but I live my life. I'ma make sure my money right. Grind all day and I grind all night, like driving around in foreigns and vacate when it's boring. Time to time like I'm soaring, sipping on drink till you see me soaring. I sleep good since I'm out the hood, but I eat good in the street. So I'ma go get this paper. I'll be back next week. Bye.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing on this Tuesday afternoon? Excuse me. But as always, this is your boy, Doc Holiday, and we are back with another HBCU Tonight, midday edition, whatever you want to call it. That's been powered by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like the stream, make sure that you comment, share, most of all, subscribe to the channel, and get everything that you need, that you want. That's HBCU Overdrive. So let everybody know what's going on in the world over here in Doc's world today. You know, I got to go to work or, later on today. Excuse me. That's the reason why we're doing this show at noon. So that way I can get a show in, head to work, get some ideas for the next show, and go ahead and formulate my plan. So I just want people to let people come in, chime in. Y'all know we simulcast between YouTube and Twitter. And for all the people that's on Twitter right now, just go over to the YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Doesn't take long to do. All you have to do is just jump out, hit that subscribe button. Or if you're watching it on your TV on YouTube, hit the up button and hit the like, and then you can hit that subscribe button also. What's going on, man? No doctor, just me. But that's what we do. That's how we do it. That's the way we do it. But other than that, man, we'll be right back. Here's a good old commercial break. And y'all know this is about to be time. It's about to be that time because we got 4 weeks left till college football officially starts. Be right back.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU Overdrive. And I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
As you already know, we are back in this thing. So it's about that time to start going selling our merch. And just let everybody know that I have my own line through Merch Sports, my homeboy Merch Pack. Shout out to him. We do have the HBCU Overdrive hoodies that are out there. Like I said, they are here. Hoodies are here. Right now, I do just have medium, extra large, and 2X available. Small and large are already off the market. But if you need to, if you want to, they are here. And it is $40 plus the shipping and handling. And make sure I personally will ship it out to you myself. All right. But they are here and they are available. Once we get those sold out, then we'll move on to the next phase as far as doing a little bit more of a mass production and probably some more different colorways though. All right. So make sure y'all go ahead and jump on it and get the hoodies. I don't have a link just yet, but once I do get that going, get that started, they'll be able to order from there and we'll be able to go ahead and get that all out the way. But just let you know that we do have apparel for the podcast right now. So, but other than that, what's going on, Thad? What's happening? So, first and foremost, I'll be back on here on Thursday, and it'll be a show everybody like to know. We all like them. Some people dislike them. It's called, the title of the show is going to be called Polls, 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 Polls. Polls I do adore. And for the other folks in there, get your mind out the gutter. We talking about rankings, not stripper polls. But that will be what we'll talk about on Thursday, because I had something interesting to talk about for today, and we're not going to be on here too long. But appreciate everybody for joining me. So on Thursday evening, that would be a 7 o'clock show on Thursday evening. We'll get into all that. Let's see what we got in HBCU news, or just in news in general. First and foremost, let's give a congratulations to South Sudan for winning their first Olympic basketball match in the history of their young country, y'all. If you haven't been watching the Olympics, the Olympics are very interesting this year. So when you watch, as far as watching the basketball games, they come on at like 4 a.m. I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. So what I've been doing is going on Peacock. So shout out to Peacock. And I'll go and do the replay. I'll go watch the replay and see what I missed and stuff like that. And I'll watch it. I've been watching it here from the house. And when I go to work, I watch it from my phone. I'm at work. So it's some things that I won't miss. I will say, but like I said, shout out to South Sudan for getting their actual first victory over Puerto Rico, who is making their Olympic appearance, their first Olympic appearance in 20 years. Right now, I am looking at Greece versus Spain. It is pretty much in a dead heat, but they did. I mean, I'm watching the replay, but they did lose. They did lose. Greece did lose to Spain, 84-77. Let's see. There's some other things I want to see. Now the United States will be taking on South Sudan. I think they will be taking on them tomorrow. And I just look. I watched the South Sudanese play. Was it Puerto Rico the other day, and he says doing something weird. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so it just goes in and out. So okay, sorry about that. Now I did get my Wi-Fi adjusted. So sorry about that. It might be one of these browsers that I got open up, but other than that, there we go. I would just say watching them and the player that I will the two players that I would look out for South Sudanese if I'm the United States would be Winyan Gabriel, who plays in the NBA, and Carlick Jones, who is an American, but he has dual citizenship, so um he is representing the South Sudanese, and he is the point guard. So those are the two that I would be watching because they have a successful pick and roll. They got shooters. They have length. They can run out. They can run out of the gym. Are they polished? Are they fully polished? No, I won't say that they're fully polished, but I would say that they are a team to be reckoned with, and they are a team to you will have to look out for. What's going on, Square? It is a team that you have to look out for. So you kind of have to see what they are. I wouldn't say that they're great as far as with 3-point shooting, but but they are a great rebounding team. And the best thing about this is that uh, they'll match up with mostly everybody on the floor because they do have length. But it would be the big man on the inside with Joel Embiid, who might be able to dominate inside of the paint. But and then of course with LeBron James. LeBron James, I don't look. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think there's anybody on God's green earth that plays this game that can stop LeBron James, except LeBron James. That's what I say. That's how I say it. If you got a disagreement, fight me on it. we could debate this all day, every day. But as I feel like LeBron can't be stopped unless it's by LeBron. Now, women's gymnastics is killing it. Even when Simone Biles is on freaking one leg right now, I think she had a calf, either a left or right calf muscle injury. But she did her floor routine literally almost on one leg. Like who does that? Who does that? Who does that? That reminds me of when Isaiah Thomas scored 25 on one foot, like one good foot. And for those who don't know about that, for all the old heads who know about that, y'all let me know. Put a thumbs up. For the young ones who don't know about that, go in and watch the YouTube video of Isaiah Thomas. I ain't talking about the one from Seattle. I'm talking about Zeke from the west side of Chicago. All right. All right. American ladies were forced to step fully into their team game yesterday. They ended up with a major win, but they earned it. That probably would benefit them the rest of the way. That's true. And then it was so crazy when you start the Olympics off. And I tell you, I'm doing Olympic. I'm trying to do Olympic coverage, especially when track and field get ready to come out because I think they start next week. It's going to be balls to the wall. That's why I'm gonna just say it just like that. I'm gonna say it just like that. Yep, Zeke carried the whole team on one leg. On one leg. But yeah, it's good to watch some Olympic sports, especially basketball. And of course, it started off it started off hot with the swimming. Um, it started off hot with swimming, and then you get into gymnastics, and then basketball. Like basketball started this early, and I've never heard about basketball starting early. Um, I did. It was one sport that I did start. I started watching, and I was very interested in it, and that is rugby sevens. If you have not watched rugby sevens, y'all need to watch that. That just rugby period. Just watch rugby period. Like you will be satisfied. Like you will be satisfied. Now I had to kind of get the lingo and the whole rules and the gist of the game, but the way I was looking at it, it was very interesting to me. So um it's one of those sports like I just had to sit there and watch and just be intrigued. Like even with cricket, and cricket is not a sport for the United States. It's more like India, Pakistan, um, the Southeast Asia uh, teams, and then also in Europe where you see cricket, and it's very exciting. I don't see how people get into it, but from what I see, it's very exciting. Uh, Coco Golf loses um, at the Olympics. Says she got into it the with an official. Um, so she was in the third round. So she was eliminated by Donna Vekic for Croatia on yesterday. I mean this morning. Um, and that's crazy. That's crazy. Man, hopefully, I mean, and she's still young, y'all. Coco is still young, so she's gonna have plenty of chances to get back into the position and redeem herself and try to win gold in tennis. Now, let's go on to HBCU news. First and foremost, let's give a major congratulations to North Carolina A&T. Um, their endowment has hit 200 million, and the um, they have the highest endowment amongst all public HBCUs. Um, so that is a major, major, major come up when it comes to uh, with the endowment. Um, Going to 200 million. Um, Let me see. All right, what's going on? What's going on? So This is East Greensboro, North Carolina. This is from yesterday. And a final major milestone achieved under the leadership of retiring Chancellor Harold L. Martin Sr., the North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University endowment has surpassed $200 million, a near tenfold increase since Martin took the reins of NCAT in 2009. At $202 million as of June 30th, the A&T endowment is the largest of any public historically black college or university in America. Once final figures are in for the fiscal year 2024 at all HBCUs, A&T is projected to rank fifth behind Howard University, Spelman, Hampton, and Morehouse. And we all know those are private institutions. And we just, in a sense, kind of got to rub it in. The money is in the bank. Hold on now. That's your little I didn't know that's your little cousin, man. Tell her keep her head up, man. Tell her keep her head up. And we're gonna be back in, the Olympics for 28. We'll be in LA. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. We check that out when it comes down. A&T's endowment growth is a reflection on both increased private giving to the university and savvy management of university holdings. Both are essential to securing the resources A&T needs to support its growth as a leading doctoral research university and its $2.4 billion economic impact on North Carolina, said Martin. As our endowment grows, it provides significant income to fund programs, and it has enhanced operations at North Carolina A&T, said Martin, who will officially retire August the 15th. So he got 2 weeks. It also increases our funding flexibility, allows us to plan more effectively for future initiatives, and lends strength to our bond ratings, all important in a highly competitive higher education marketplace. When Martin's tenure began, the A&T endowment was valued at $20 million. With private giving beginning to grow, the university launched the campaign for North Carolina A&T in 2012 with a goal of $85 million. The university handily surpassed that, raised the goal to $100 million, and exceeded that too, concluding the campaign in 2020 with $181.4 million raised, making it the largest capital campaign ever fielded by a public HBCU. That boosted the endowment to roughly $140 million. Outstanding management of the endowment, along with the ongoing new private gifts, have helped it continue to grow, even when other endowments were struggling. For instance, in the fiscal year of 22, with the U.S. economy reeling from the COVID-19 pandemic and high inflation rates, A&T and Howard were the only two of the top 10 HBCU endowments to experience growth, with A&T's total expanded by nearly 5%. Our outstanding endowment committee and investment managers are effective stewards of our investment portfolio, always ensuring that those funds are managed in ways that bring value to the university, said Robert Pompey, the Vice Chancellor for Business and Finance. Their work is a significant part of the story of our growth. The endowment does not represent the totality of investments for A&T. It is part of $218 million in total assets under management, a financial metric that represents all financial assets being managed for A&T by third-party professionals. Again, shout out to North Carolina A&T for basically getting that 200 mil, getting up to $200 million. And I mean, if you really want to say it's a battle between them and FAMU. And right now, the way that A&T, even though that their chancellor is leaving, uh, it goes to show that Chancellor Martin knew. I think he just knew exactly what he was doing when he took over the program. I mean, the university as a whole. All right, but um, let's let's not try to kick FAMU, kick them down. Let them do it themselves. Um, at the same time, this is as far as for a public HBCU, this is great news because we already know when it comes to the private HBCUs, they're going to get their money regardless. Doesn't matter how, when, or where. They're going to get their money regardless. Let's see what else we got on the horizon right now. What else we got on the horizon? I will talk about on Thursday also the Stats Perform FCS preseason All-American team. We do have some We did have some representation on those teams right there, and we'll talk about that. Let's see what else we got up here. What else we got right here? We got in the NFL news, Rashad Penny is retiring from the NFL after 6 seasons. So the Panthers, so he was playing for the Panthers, signed to the Panthers in May, placed him on the reserve retired list Tuesday, signed undrafted Ricky wide receiver Tavion Robinson in a corresponding move. And shout out to that young man right there. He got to fulfill his dream, and he gets to go out with his mind intact, his body intact, his mind healthy, and all everything on him that's pretty much working. And I'm getting these tweets. I'm getting these messages from a group chat talking about the on the Olympics, the women's gymnastic finals. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and rewatch that also. So I want to see what Miss Biles did and how the rest of the team is looking. But let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with our main topic of the show. Don't go nowhere.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
All right, we back. We are back. And let's go ahead and get into the main topic of the show. And I still want to talk about this. And I still want to get people's I want us to get their ideas and opinions about this. The streets versus sports. Is it a direct correlation to what we have as far as what we see right now when it comes to our major sports? Football, basketball, baseball, those are the main three. I wouldn't say hockey because that's more of Canadian, if you really think about it. But I still want to talk about the impact that the streets have when it comes to sports, and primarily when it comes to youth sports, right? So I have a story, and this involves my little stepbrother. He's he is, I think he just turned 30, right? And when he was younger, I used to tell him that the streets is always gonna be there. The sport can be taken away from you at any time in your life. So I talked to my stepbrother. You know, I treat him like my brother, regardless. And I will always say, per se, how you go about living your life, how you go about doing things when you're out of the house is a reflection on our name, right? And he didn't. I don't know if he understood, but I think he understood. And I was talking to him when he was probably like 13, 14 years old, when he was about to, when he quote unquote, jumped off the porch. I was always letting him know. I tell him all the time that whatever you do out there, first of all, you need to stop, because ain't no way in the world you 14 or 15 years old and you out there doing the things that you're doing God knows what. And this is when my stepdad when he was still living. And my stepdad always told him, he was like, if you get in trouble, I'm not bailing you out. You're gonna sit in the jail cell, and you're gonna reflect on what you've done and what you need to do to change about yourself. And my stepdad, he spoiled him. I'm not gonna lie, he spoiled him. Point blank period, he spoiled him. But at the end of the day, it was still a good kid that was inside that body right there. So my stepbrother, he played football, he played basketball, he ran track, right? Damn good in football. I'm talking about when he played Pop Warner football, he played running back. And it was him, my little cousin. It was him and my little cousin. And they used to play for the Dragons, Beckley Center, Recreation Center. And this man joke all the time. Yeah, made me lose my damn train of thought. Come on, Jeremiah, you can't be doing that, bro. But they played for Beckley Center, and they was damn good. My little cousin played offensive line, and he played running back. And so basically, he used to run behind him. He lead block, run behind him, and hey, it is what it is. But once he started getting older, and once he started seeing what other kids was doing, and then also once he started listening to what we would listen to. I wouldn't even listen to none of the stuff where he was around. And that's just me. That's just me. I don't even listen to anything, with vulgarity in the music with my girl, with my youngest daughter around. And if we did, we did, I always, use the clean version. This is still a continuation from what we talked about on Sunday. But at the end of the day, I've always told him, I told him this. It's nobody's fault but yours if you decide to go down that route. If you decide to go down the route, it's nobody else's fault but yours. You have to sit there and look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, why did I put myself in this situation? Why did I put my family in this situation? What can I do to get myself out this situation? Because that's all you're going to do when you looking at a 6x8 jail cell and you only get 3 hots in a cot. And that's something that I always, we told him. But he felt like the streets were he felt like the streets was the ones that was gonna look out for him. He started gang banging. He started, he claimed to be a blood. And, my stepdad was like, my stepdad was from the west side of Chicago. He didn't do that Bloods and Crips stuff. My stepdad was a vice lord. But he didn't do that Bloods and Crips stuff. He didn't do it. He said, he always told everybody, all of us, if you're gonna be in this lifestyle, you're gonna be 100% in. If you ain't, don't even think about putting yourself into this situation. But at the end of the day, like I said, street started taking over, and he started skipping school. He started hanging out in the street, and at the time, this is where we stayed. I stayed on Forest and Adelia, where everybody would call it North Afghanistan. I hate that damn name. It's North Dallas. Just put it just like that. Forest and Adelia. Around the corner from Stony Crook. I hate when they called it North Afghanistan. That's the most ignorant shit I ever heard in my life. But none of y'all Negroes ain't never been to Afghanistan. Ain't never fought. I hate that. I hate that word. Sorry about the side rant. But it was one of them things where he started skipping school, he started smoking weed, he started hanging out, he started slanging dope, he started just doing what gangbangers do. And then we try to go back to school, and where he didn't know that, he knew, but he didn't care that he didn't care. He was more, back then when you went to a DISD school, you missed so many days of school, you get a truancy call. And not for, and the person they'll go after is not them, it's the parents. Because they feel like the parents, it's the parents' responsibility to make sure that the kid go to school. But at the same time, like, where I'm going to go with this is the fact that my stepbrother has been in and out of jail, going on since he was like 16, 17 years old. And when he get out, he'll be out for maybe a year or so, and then he'll be back with the wrong crowd, which he ain't supposed to be, because if you're a felon, you ain't supposed to be hanging around known fellas. And he puts himself in a situation thinking that somebody's going to get him out of there. Now, my stepfather passed away in 2017. And he was in jail. He was in jail. And we told him, did he go to Lake Highlands? Yes, he was supposed to go to Lake Highlands. He was supposed to go to Lake Highlands that year, them time. And he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. He felt like school. He didn't get nothing for school, but at the same time, whatever. But, some things that he did pick up. He did pick up his GED in jail. He did pick up a trade in jail. Don't get me wrong. He's a smart kid, but he just didn't make the right decisions to do what he needs to do. But at the same time, I always tell him, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I told him, I'm gonna be honest with you. You go to jail, and this is just after my stepfather passed. You go to jail. My mama's not coming to see you. She not coming to bail you out. She gonna let you sit there, cause she they made them drives when he was in TYC to Vernon and to other places, and now it's like, look, you put yourself in this situation, and you, like I said, when it came down to it, as an athlete, he was a damn good athlete. But you put yourself in situations where you feel like the streets are more important than your education. um, you feel like the streets are more important than you playing a sport. Um, but at the same time, I told him, we ain't coming to see you. You can call and anything like that, but we ain't coming to see you. It's just that it's tough love in a sense, but also he be on that bullshit. And my mom ain't, she ain't with the bull. So we just let it, he has to do his time. The last time he's still in there right now. He's in Rosharon, now closer towards Houston. And he there for a pistol charge. But I say that, and I gave that example because my stepbrother was a damn good athlete, but he chose the lifestyle of being out there on the street. Not me, not my mama, nobody else. He chose that lifestyle. But the conversation that we had that was had on Sunday was a very interesting conversation. Hmm. Yep, can't do it. But like I said, the conversation that we had on Sunday was a very interesting. And I just want to, the ones that had so much pushback, right? And that's just for the ones that had so much pushback. The lyrics of a song that an 8-year-old is saying who don't have a fully developed brain, and them not understanding what they're saying um is indicative on the parents, because like I said, your kids are a reflection of you. So if my girls came over here to my house, and they go and they listening to Sexy Red, first and foremost, I always tell them I don't listen to that. And especially my 9-year-old don't need to be listening to that. My 22-year-old can make up her own. She can make up her own mind. But that 9-year-old, nah, she ain't listen to none of that. Come on, EA. We know it was Kamala Harris. When she did retract that, she made a mistake. We know that. I know that. I know that. Come on. I used to live in California for a little bit. All right. At the same time, I use to, a kid is a reflection on their parents. So if you a parent, and most of it would be the new generation, because there's a new generation, and they listen to some of the things that we as the older people would be like, I'm not listening to that shit. I am not listening to that. I would rather listen to paint hit the wall and dry before I listen to a Sexy Red. Don't get me wrong, I like Glorilla, but stuff like that. I Boss Man D-Lo, I ain't never heard of him until I heard that, until I heard them kids sing that song. But maybe I am out of touch with reality on certain things. But I mean, that's just me. That's just me. But at the end of the day, a kid is a reflection on their parents. And the way that if your kids are playing a sport, and when we seen those young men playing the sport, um, the coach is supposed to make sure, like, look, be molding these young men, young boys into men when they grow up one day and be men, and they can lead productive, a productive lifestyle. They can be athletes or doctors, lawyers, teachers. They can have a trade. Um, they can be, since we live in the age of social media, they could be in the world of social media. But that is the job of the coach. We've always said this. Um, but the streets didn't, I mean, in the sense, the streets didn't start coming into play as far as with sports until you really saw people would say Allen Iverson, but you have to go back. You have to go back. You have to go back to NWA when they decided to get the Raider stuff. Or you have to go back or you could go back when the Bad Boys, the Pistons, you know, uh, but at the end of the day, you look at it when the street starts creeping into sports and you started going down in the 90s. Bro, I am 1000% agreeing with you on this. I am 1000% agreeing with you on this. They should have never taken out trades out of the schools. They should have never took trades out of the school. Like, for real. I'm 100% agreeing with you on this. Like, I'm totally agreeing with you on that, Jeremiah. Um, when the streets start coming into sports, you start looking at basketball. Where you start looking at Allen Iverson with the cornrows, the tattoos, or even most people will say go back when the Fab Five. Uh, I really can't say too much bad about the Fab Five, but it was just the image that they feel like that they put out. Bald heads, wearing black socks, black shoes, baggy shorts. Some got some got tattoos on them and stuff like that. Uh, so when you start looking at that, like it was one of the things where uh you look at that and how some people vilified them. They were the villain of NCAA basketball at that time. Allen Iverson they made him out to be a villain because they said he participated in a brawl at a bowling alley when he was in high school and he got incarcerated. Um, also, I mean, we can go. Somebody said something about, and I don't know why they said something about Dion, but when he played as an athlete, you seen with him wearing the bandana, the flashy jewelry and stuff like that. Some kids got it, they got influenced by that. I used to, but it's, it's for me to stop sweating all the time, and wear a bandana under my, on my head, on my, to stop me from sweating when I was um marching and stuff like that when I was in a band in high school and stuff. But at the same time, um, it was brought into sport. Um, I really didn't see too much of the streak being in the sport of baseball because there was more white people police that so more until King Griffey came in, but he was a baseball purist. Um, so but I'm just to the point where when it comes down, and especially to youth sports, we just need to go ahead and let the kids be kids. Uh, let the kids be kids. Let them do what they, let the coaches coach the kids, but also teach them, uh, you know, certain things when mama and daddy is not around, or grandma is not around, or granddaddy is not around. Um, you know, my guy BJ Jones he was talking to me about AG Gaston, the the rec league in Birmingham. Um, and he told me how they used to get down. And BJ is he born in Texas. He raised part of his time in Texas, but I told him about some certain Pop Warner teams didn't that didn't fly with that mess. Uh, bro, you tripping? We ain't talking about you, Jeremiah. Um, I was telling him about Cedar Crest. That's my neighborhood. That's where I grew up at. Cedar Crest. Cedar Crest Commons. It did not fly because it was the Salvation Army. The Oak Cliff Jets did not play with that. They did not play the mess that y'all saw, in that video because uh uh there was coaches over there that was old school, and they instilled in those kids like old school values. The Highland Hill teams, Panthers, Cowboys, um, just they have pride in their neighborhood. And then the Oakland Redskins, because I knew the head coach, I knew his son, I knew some of the players that played with on that team. They went to DeSoto um, back in the 90s. But um, and then I knew some of the players, later on um, that went over to Kimball and played over there. But at the same time, it's like those teams and places that I named were very, synonymous when it came to about, Pee Wee Pop Warner football and about keeping the streets away from the kids. Um, and I want to go back. Yeah, BJ was in Arlington, but he did say he did play it. He did stay in Garland for a little bit too. But I want to go back, and I think this is from last year. Was it last year? Um, Last year, um, Big Mike Smith, was a Pee Wee. He was a Pop Warner coach, and was coaching his son's team. His sons play on the team, and they was playing against Akeem Talib and his squad. So there was a disagreement with a call, if I'm not mistaken, and is that streets of bad boy behavior? A little bit of both. A little bit of both. But it was a disagreement on a call. Now, first of all, I always said this. I said this last time. I said this last year. Why in the hell are you bringing a gun to a youth football game? What do you need a gun for at a Pee Wee football game? Somebody tell me that. Why do you need a gun at a Pee Wee football game? Um, Hold on one second. Hey, somebody get Jeremiah a phone. Oh man, why? But looking back to it, why he pull it out if you ain't being shot at? That yeah. So it's a disagreement. There was a disagreement, right? And get the fighting. So the coach, you feel like you get jumped on, what's the thing? What's the first thing you do when you feel like you're getting jumped? You're gonna grab something. You're gonna grab an object. That's the first thing you're gonna do. That's in your head. That's the first thing you're gonna do. It's like, okay, hey, I'm getting jumped. I can't do this. I need to protect myself. And that's what he was doing. He was protecting himself. Whew. And the next thing you know, shots rang out. And shots rang out. And Big Mike was laid stretched out. He was stretched out on the ground. And in front of his son, which that pissed me off right there. That will piss me off. That you shot this man in front of his son and his teammates over a damn football game. And now his son has to replay that in his mind every day. And when it comes up on the day that his dad passes away, is killed, it's really going to affect him. And so that young man is going to have so many repercussions because of what happened to his dad, that somebody needs to love on that young man. And the thing about this was the argument could have been settled. It could have been settled. It could have been dropped. Nobody would have got hurt. Nobody would have got shot or anything like that. But the Talibs, and especially Akeem, both of them need to be in jail. I mean, simple as that. Akeem needs to be in jail because he instigated the whole damn thing. He instigated the whole damn thing. And that's when I say streets versus sports. Like even with Akeem Talib, when he was in the NFL, picking fights with Michael Crabtree, and they know they from the same freaking hood. Seriously. They from the hood. The brother, I just forgot what time they gave the brother, but Akeem needs to be right along with him. Akeem don't need to have no say so in if he goes to the NFL Hall of Fame. He don't need to have nothing. He doesn't need to have no college football Hall of Fame. He doesn't need to have anything that is synonymous with any type of achievement, because he could have prevented what had happened he could have prevented what had happened on that day at that game. He could have prevented what had happened at that game on that day. but because Akeem had street mentality, because his brother had street mentality, he could have prevented all that. And then everything could have been prevented if the call would have went one way. They would have let the kids play. They would have let the officials officiate, and let Big Mike be the coach. He could have done. He could have prevented all that. He could have asked his brother, "Why are you bringing a gun to on a Pee Wee football field? These are 8, 9, 10 year olds on the field. Why are you bringing a gun? If you got people that's following you around, or you got to watch your back, you don't need to be in the area. You don't need to be in a place where kids are playing a sport." And then I was listening to the space, and they was talking about, somebody was brought up in Florida. They bet on Pop Warner uh the Pop Warner games, and I'm like, why would you bet on a football game? These are kids. These are kids. So in a sense, I think in a sense, do the streets need to be in the same avenue as sports, but mainly youth sports? No, no, no. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Whatever the ref says, whatever that, regardless of what that ref said, grown grown folks need to be grown and just chill out. That's why, even if I even had a son, if I even had a son, and they decided to play football or something like that, I will, I will first of all let them know, hey, you did this, did this wrong, did this wrong. Let's correct this. How are we going to correct this? But then I also bring in, positive reinforcement. Like the next thing, let's not even worry about today. Let's not worry about today. You got a week or so ahead of you. Let's go and get a good, good rest, a good week of education, and then the time comes, go out there and do what you do. Do what you do best. That's how you do that. But like I said, grown ups fighting at a game, and like I said, with this one in particular, grown ups fighting in the game, and a coach, a father, a mentor, a husband, a brother, a uncle is not here anymore. And that's because somebody wanted to be gangster at a kid's game. And then that goes back to my little brother, my stepbrother, who's still in the pen right now. Um, Still try to relive his days as a youth football and basketball prodigy, where I told him now, son, bro, you about to be in your 30s. It's time for you to grow up, man up, take responsibility, and look at yourself in the mirror. That's it, and that's all. What you gonna do when you get out of there? Are you gonna revert back to your old ways, or are you gonna get off your ass and do what you're supposed to do and grow old and happy when you out? Mm, that's all I gotta say about that. But but let's go ahead. We Uncle Edwin is giving me these updates right here. Team USA Women's wins the gymnastics gold. Let's see. Oh man, look, let's shout out. Look, okay, since we talking about Snoop, let's shout out to two men that's out there living their damn best life right now, and that is Snoop, and that is Mr. Flavor Flav. Snoop out there doing commentary. He man, look, my man is out there having a ball, and then Flavor Flav. I don't know if anybody seen the video, but Flavor Flav meeting up with the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, at the water polo event. I did not know this, y'all, that Flav is the one that sponsored the team, the water polo team. So shout out to them to legends in hip hop, like for real. Give them they flowers. Give them they flowers. Give them they flowers. But yeah, man, look, it's about to be 1:30. Shout out to Simone Biles, H-Town's own, passes Shannon Miller's record for the most gold medals. 8. Eight medals total. Okay, my bad. Not gold. All right. Still, she's still a GOAT in women's gymnastics. But yeah. Yeah. And let's say this. Shout out to the channel, y'all, because we just hit 2,200 subscribers to just now. Shout out to everybody, to the family. We just hit 2,200 subscribers. Now let's go ahead and get to 2,500. Let's move the needle to 3,000. Let's get to 3K. Let's get it to 3K. But I hope I had made your afternoon a delight. Again, we'll be back on here Thursday evening at 7:00 with going back to HBCU football. We're gonna talk about these polls and rankings that I saw from Light On Sports. We'll talk about that. And of course, if you can, if you will need to, if you want to, you can always hit the donation button at HBCU Overdrive on PayPal, David Smith 1925 on HBCU Overdrive on Snap on Cash App, David Smith 1925 on PayPal, and David D. Smith 30 at gmail.com on Zelle. Donations are always welcome into this space. It helps out with all the things that we need to have as far as when it comes to the show. So other than that, y'all, I'm about to roll up out of here. I'm about to eat, and then I'm already ready to go to work. And so y'all be blessed. Everybody, y'all stay safe and hug your loved ones out there. All right. Again, be back on Thursday evening, 7:00. Check out the link and make sure you grab a seat because we're going to get into the polls again. We out this thing. Peace.